So Brigitte is a 3-5. As an entrepreneur coach, I cannot do anything for very long. The type of client, marketing, and focus is forever changing. I want to go to law school now. I don't know if anybody knows Brigitte, but she's hilarious. Yes. So Brigitte, no. We love it. Well, if you want to go to law school, actually, I can't get in your way. You're a line 3, honey. Do it. So Sandra, yeah, pop on out.
So I want to say something in response to what you were just saying about your interactions with your husband. Okay. So all throughout the chart, there are aspects that have both positive aspects to them and challenging aspects to them. And when I am stuck in a challenging aspect, it helps me to look at, okay, so what's the positive side of this? Looking at the line 3 and the experimentation and the adventure from an evolutionary perspective. Everything in the chart contributes somehow to the survival of humanity and the evolution of humanity. If everyone were like your husband and they decided, my one has figured out the way things are supposed to be through my research, and then it's decided, and then this is the way everybody's going to do things, meaning the projection, right? If everyone had that, we would always stay in the same place. No evolution would happen. We need the people who are willing and able and tooled. You could say that we are all built to be the experimenters, to make the mistakes that need to be made, so that we have the experience that is able to filter out what works and what doesn't work. We need the line 3 experimentation. We need the line 3 willing and able and excited to make the mistakes.
Absolutely. Yes. Juliana, do you want to jump in?
I remember hearing, I love that, Sandra. It's so true. And I remember when my line 3 really landed really juicily in my heart. And I was like, ooh, I love this. I was listening to Richard Rudd talk, and he said, line 3s go along and they walk along and then they see this hole and they're like, ooh, what's down there? And we jump down and we spend some time and we gather all of the gems that we want from that hole. And then we pop back up and we go, that was super interesting and cool. Look what I learned. And then we go along and we do the same thing. And so that's how I imagine my line 3 is like, I have all of these gems and like potions and things to offer to the world that's all really magical that I wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't jumped down these random holes that some people are like, why are you even going down there?
I love that.
You're getting a lot of love about the whole analogy there. So in the comments. So brilliant, Juliana. Thank you for sharing. And speaking of holes, and we've brought up the adventure, the mistakes, or as I like to, mistakes, right? They're not errors, but they're the part of this trial and error process. I would love to get more feedback from you on those things. And I personally love to tie it into business. And so when I'm talking about the line 3, I love to explain it from the perspective of the inventor. And, and so one of my great examples is Thomas Edison and the light bulb. And Thomas Edison, I mean, patience galore. And I think when we're doing the trial and error, and if we really relish our line 3, we can be patient through that process, because we're learning, we're getting feedback constantly, which has us discovering what doesn't work in order to finally, realize what does. And Thomas Edison is, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways this won't work. And if we think about the line 3 process and sort of married with being an inventor and a tinkerer, if we think about the fact that if Thomas Edison hadn't done all of those iterations, where would we have been? How long before we would have come across that? And so he's a wonderful example, I think, of that. I have a few others. I usually also talk about James Dyson. And to be fair, I haven't actually investigated their profiles, but James Dyson had 5,001 prototypes before he launched his first vacuum. And once again, the same thing, just finding out ways that don't work, or ways that maybe it can be improved, it can be improved, it can be improved.